This is way scarier than I thought it was going to be. When I found out I was speaking, I was like, oh no. So I thought when I raised my hand, when they asked if anyone was open to speaking, I really wasn't going to be chosen to speak. I really didn't think I could talk about anything you guys haven't already heard. I mean, I don't know, the school is just packed with like so much wisdom. We take it for granted so much because, I mean, just from amazing minds of people like Mr. Braithwaite or Creativity and Mr. O'Leary, or just awesome teachers that are just friends like Miss McDowell, just like awesome people too. Friends I have, all of you are just amazing. So I really didn't know what I could say that could possibly add something to what hasn't already been said. So I went home preparing to share something amazing, went to write it down, and I wrote nothing, absolutely nothing. I just watched Netflix, I think. So, and I kept thinking, what do they need to hear? And what can I say to help them? And what do they need to hear in their lives? And I had to stop, because I had to start to think, what do I need to learn? Because every time I think I have things figured out, I find myself more lost and confused than I was before. I mean, it was really hard preparing the speech this week, and I just feel like I've been like really dropping the ball in a lot of places, like especially swimming, if anyone knows. But like, and so it's really hard to prepare a speech and say like, I know something, but I don't. This is just what I've been learning in my life and what I've had to discover. As I was preparing it, I found myself constantly coming back to the same question. Why are we good people? Because I know I can look around this room and I can see a lot of amazing people. Why do we strive to be good? Why do we strive to be creative, passionate, kind? Why do we do these good things? Do we do them because people are around and we want to impress them? Or do we do the right thing when no one is watching? I've had to learn this constantly throughout my life. A few years ago, my church and I did a monthly outreach to the Noelani apartments here in Waimea. If any of you know, it's very run down. People there aren't as privileged as we are. And so we'd go, we'd play with the kids, give them a meal, have a little Bible study. And when we were done, we'd give the kids a hug, give them a sticker, and we'd take off. When people asked why I did it, I would always give my award-winning smile and tell them it was because of the smiles. The smiles of those children just made my day. Making their day was making my day. It was very heroic. Someone asked me the other day if we still went and gave food to the kids, and I realized because we had stopped doing the outreach, people just didn't have time to do it. Since we had stopped, I hadn't thought about the kids once. And yes, I love seeing them smile. I did enjoy the outreach, but when it was all said and done, what I loved the most was being seen doing it. I hadn't realized this was a part of me until someone really put me on the spot and asked me about it. I had to reflect upon myself, and I found out why I really did it. I loved being seen as a servant. I loved being known as the guy who took time out of his day to go help these kids. I didn't know any one of those kids' names. I was doing something good, but I was doing something good, but I was doing the right thing so people could see me do it. I did the right thing because someone was watching. Now, fast forward to this year in my life. I've told this story before, so some of you know this, but a friend came to me, and they told me they were depressed, they struggled with self-harm, and they had multiple suicide attempts. And this person was and still is my friend, so I care about them, and I made sure to talk to them before I shared any of this, so I'm not just doing this behind their back, just putting that out there. But when I found out what they were going through, I told them I would help them, and I wasn't going to let them carry this burden alone anymore. And of course, this was a super, super easy promise to make when someone was watching. When they were there, hey, I'll look like a hero anytime. So I was like, hey, you're not going to do this alone anymore. And of course, we did a smart thing. We got our parents and their parents involved, but I was still the main person they came to. And they didn't just come to me when it was convenient. I made them a promise I would be there for them. And that meant when I was busy, when I was in a bad mood, when it was 2 a.m. and all I wanted to do was go to sleep, I had to be there. Now, this might sound like I'm trying to be really heroic, but I'm not. It was super, super hard, and it really showed me what a jerk I want to be when no one is watching. I mean, I could have walked away at any moment and no one would have blamed me, but I had made a promise I wasn't about to back out on. I knew the right thing was to help them as much as I could, and I had to do the right thing when it wasn't fun. I wasn't gaining anything from it. No one knew I wasn't getting popular from it. I wasn't becoming a better swimmer. But I was learning something I hold on to my entire life. Who am I when it's just me and my choices? Now, the hardest thing about this is just because we sacrifice our time, our energy, our money to help somebody, it doesn't mean they will change or get better. The choice is still up to them. But we need to be willing to be there, knowing that we may not get any credit for it. When there's no parents telling me what to do and there's no grades in the balance, when it comes down to being good or looking good, am I going to sacrifice my morals and my beliefs just to look good or be popular? Each and every one of us in this room has an amazing future. I have no doubt. If we put our minds to it, the class of 2017, 2018, 19, 20, etc., we change the world. What it all comes down to is our ego. Will we let our ego, our pride, our want for money, fame, will we let it take over? Will we let it overshadow what is right? Doing good because others say it's the right thing isn't the same as doing what you know is the right thing. I hope and I pray every day that we're given the chance to be humble. Take that lower seat. Resolve that fight with your mom. Apologize for something that you might not be at fault for. Do the right thing because you want to help, not because you want to be seen helping. And yeah, I mean, I'm learning this every day. This is not something I have mastered. I am continually having to discover more and more about this. And it's going to sting. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be inconvenient. I mean, I promise it will be. But as many coaches and athletes have said, there's no way around the hard work. But in the end, it's worth so much more than we could ever imagine. Thank you.